guys, SquidLord here, and I am back. I am back in the dorm. I'm set up everything, and I'm back and ready for making videos, because this summer was a little hectic on whether or not it's going to get videos out. My internet right now is a little bit better than it was before, which is good, but in 2 weeks it's going to get really good, so I won't have to worry about that, and I may be able to get to stream now. So just wait for that in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be trying to make content for the lack of time that I wasn't able to make content, so don't worry about it. I'm back. Everything should be all hunky-dory. A bit of an update. So besides getting back into college and sitting in the dorm, I got a little jingly dangly. But aside from that, I got the pleasure of playing some beta games. Well, some. I got to play the new World from Amazon, which was pretty nice. I really enjoyed it. I sank a few days into nothing but playing that game for the 4 days that I had it. 4 or 5 days that I had it. Jesus. Like, I really didn't have any real issues about it. But then again, my computer isn't the greatest gaming computer, but it's good enough. And like, my CPU was getting really hot, but it still ran it fine. The only issues I had, like graphics wise and like running the actual game, was when I was like in a huge battle, like faction battles in that game. Oh my god, that's when things went to crap a bit. But after that, it was fine. Some of the spawn rates for some bosses that are like essential for main story missions, if you're trying to make the Azov staff, oh my god, try to power through the game as fast as you can so you can make that Azov staff as fast as you can, so you don't have to sit there and farm for tendrils. Because if you go by like the Ebon mines, or the Ebon Quarry, somewhere in there in Everfall, which is like one of the main three city states that you have access to, that's the only spot that those things spawn in for one quest to make this main quest item that you need in order to like do huge raids and stuff. Oh my god, I sat there for 2 hours waiting to get kills on these tendrils. Now the thing is there was 20 other people sitting there waiting for them too. So in order for your kills to count in that game, you have to get like 19 to like 20, I think it's like 20 to 30% damage in. And it got to the point where there were high level players, like this was like day 2 or 3 in the beta, and at that point people already hit the level cap of like 60. And not to call them out on it, but that's dangerously like on the border for like no lifing it. I mean, hell, I played for like a straight day and a half and only got up to like close to level 12 or something. But then again, I was grinding up skills, so I wasn't really caring for grinding up actual levels. But like, it was so frustrating. And then after, like, I got 1 kill, and you have to kill 4 of them in order to complete the quest so you can go on. And I just eventually gave up and was like, okay, I'm gonna stop, because I was playing it like during I was playing it in Central Standard Time around like, I don't know, morning or noon, and I waited till like dead of night to hop on and play it, and I finally got it when no one was there. I was like, okay, thank goodness I'm finally able to complete this quest. But you shouldn't be able, like, you shouldn't have to stop and like for hours just so that players can stop like spawn killing the things that you need. But other than that, it was a really fun game. PvP combat's iffy. I really didn't like. I tried it, and I really didn't like it. But then again, I really didn't have a strong build for PvP. That could be the issue. But honestly, I preferred the PvE aspect of it a lot more, because like I went through a dungeon and loved it. It was nice. It was way better feeling than going through like a ESO dungeon or something like that. Like, I was heavily comparing the game to ESO in terms of like trying to judge it for MMO, and I preferred New Worlds over ESO because ESO is like over serialized, and it's a number cruncher game. Like, you can't just like build a thing to have fun and be like, oh, I like this sort of weapon. No, it's like you have to build this optimized build so that you can go into dungeons and stuff and kill bosses super quick. No, I hated that. So I had fun with New World because I was like, oh yeah, I get to do whatever. It's fun. But I do like how New World had the map structured and everything. Like, it gave you 3 basic, like, kind of different biomed states, and then each state was, like, completely different, sorta, in terms of biomes. Like, Blightwood, oh my god, that was so nice. That was a really fun place to go. You wanted Halloween Town in any game, that's basically it. It's awesome. I came across like some really high level states and was like, yeah, no. All the baseline enemies are one-shotting me. There's an issue. But it is fun. On top of playing New World, I got to play the Halo Infinite flight test. Now that was a fun blast. So I recently bought the Master Chief Collection for PC. I've been playing it on my Xbox over there for years now, but I was like, alright, it's got PC port now, and it was on sale, so I was like, alright, I'll buy it. I bought it and started playing it, and really loved playing it on PC. And so whenever Halo Infinite was announced for PC, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it for PC. Like, I'm sorry, Xbox back there. Like, I'm sorry that I'm not buying it for Xbox. I'm buying it for the PC. Because if I upgrade my PC, I can get it there. I'm not buying a new Xbox Series X anytime soon, so I'm gonna prefer it on PC. And playing it on PC was a blast. Like, even though the first 2-3 days, or no, majority of like the first 2 days that it was up and running was just nothing but bots, but the bots were interesting. It was a nice little feature for the game because you're able to play bots, like a player-based team versus bots team, so that if you wanted to warm up in a game, like before you hopped in like comp or something, you could play that. And the bots weren't that bad. I mean, sometimes they were really dumb and got stuck on things. Other times they were really, really good. Like, they adjusted damage modifiers and everything for them, so they took a little bit more shots than normal players would, and then they dealt way more damage than players would at some certain points. And I mean, after a while I thought the bots were unfair, or at first I thought the bots were unfair, but after a while I realized it was just because I wasn't acclimated to the difficulty. But then after that, we played against the, what was it? It started out with the Marine, and then they beefed it up to the ODST bots, and they beefed it up to the Spartan bots, and then once you got up to the Spartan bots and adjusted to them, it's like, come on guys, these bots are easy. I mean, it was just trying to get used to playing the game for the first time, because I did a bit of the academy stuff for the game, which was nice and neat. Sometimes it wasn't registering like my scores in the game for the academy stuff, but I was fine with it. I was like, it's flight tests. They probably, like, I submitted a thing for it, but it's like, it's no big deal because it's all gonna get wiped anyway. And then I came across a fatal flaw. My big issue with the game was I couldn't rebind 2 keys. So I was able to reset everything so that I had my like optimal playing layout, but before I was able to do everything just fine. But then the game crashed at one point in time because of something, I don't remember what, and then it unbound 2 keys. It unbound my push to talk and my scoreboard key. And every time I tried to rebind them to anything, it would crash the game. Because in the menu, it was registered, like, it didn't show anything that was bound to it. But whenever you would, like, click to bind it, it was like, oh, this is now, this button is default set to what I had previously set it to. And it's like, would you like to change it? Well, it wasn't showing up. And then in game, I wasn't able to do anything about it. And then in PC, you were like in the Halo Infinite flight test, you were automatically set to open mic. So if you had like plugged your headset into the controller, it was automatically picking up your headset and using it. Or like if I had this mic hooked up to the game and was playing, it was automatically projecting my audio through it. But since I knew this through the stream they did the day before, I swapped it to push to talk. And I swapped it to like open mic a few times to try to like communicate with some of my other Xbox buddies that were playing the flight test as well. And it was hit or miss whether or not it was working, because one, I couldn't see, like I couldn't tab to see if like the mic was catching. And there was no indicator in game to show that I was talking. Like, that's one thing I like about Overwatch, is because it, like, you know, shows right here on the screen, like, yeah, right there, that you're talking. And like it shows your character and everything. But in this, it would just need to show like a little sound blip, like right there at the screen, saying, hey, you're talking. Graphics wise, it was amazing. That game was like looked fantabulous. Because at first I had it on, like, at first it automatically defaulted it to low settings, because they're like, oh, you want max framage and everything, and they set it to like 30 frames. It's like, no, sir. No, sir. I set it to 60 frames for the minimum, and then I turned it on the full blast with everything, and enjoyed it quite a bit. It was a bit much for my PC to handle whenever we got into like huge team fights where you had 4 players against 4 bots, all in like a corner throwing explosives, shooting plasma bolts and everything. So I decided, hey, let's knock it down to lowest graphics, see how it looks. Exactly the fucking same as how it looked. It just ran just as good, if not better. I was like, what the hell? It looks exactly the same. Like, it wasn't bad. It didn't look bad at all. It looked like if you had set it at the highest settings. And I was just like, how is this any different? It's like, there's nothing different. Like, maybe the shadow quality and stuff, like, decreased a bit, but everything still looked top notch. For the what little I played of the PvP, because they decided to stealth launch that bitch at like midnight in Central Standard Time, and then leave it open till like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, which is stupid, especially for like 343 in them to do the PvP, because I thought they were gonna leave it open for a whole day. No, they're gonna stealth launch that bitch in the middle of the night. And yeah, it was fun playing against other players, because you were actually able to get a feel as to how it was going to play. And it plays completely different whenever you're playing against players. Because for one, you got to get used to how actual players play compared to the bots, which is completely different. And I mean, it was not bad at all. I really enjoyed it. I didn't have any issues latency wise for the PvP. It was really good. It felt like a mix between Halo Reach and Halo 5, with a little bit of Halo 3 thrown in because the spike grenades. Oh my god, the spike grenades. I love the fact they added them back. Oh my god. Because now I may get some flack for this, but I really don't like playing Halo 3 multiplayer, because I don't like how the Halo 3 style looks, sort of. Like, I can play Halo 2, Halo 1, and then like everything over Halo 3. Like, I've beat the game and everything for Halo 3. It's just I don't like play Halo 3 multiplayer religiously. Yeah, shoot me, I don't care. But one thing I did like was some of the weapons in it, especially the spike grenade, because it was just really interesting, like a high damage explosive that has ricochetable spikes that come out of it, on top of, you can stick them anywhere. So I became like top tier at just throwing sticky grenade, like the plasma grenades and the spikes, at anybody from across the map. Like, it was so great. I would get so many kills just throwing a grenade on somebody and having them walk to their team and then just blowing up. It was so great. Some of the new weapons that I do enjoy are the what is it? Plasma Combine? Or no. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. I enjoy that because it's a nice combination of the Covenant Combine with the plasma rifle, plasma rifle, storm rifle sort of mix, because it looks like a storm rifle but it acts like a Covenant Combine. You double tap somebody with all 3 shots and they die. It's really nice. The only issue with it is that it is a mid to long range weapon. You can't get really good shots off because the bullet magnetism for it is exceptionally good at long to mid ranges, but at close range it's crap. So you have to be super aiming, and the projectile speed's kinda on the slower side, so you have to be kinda lead your target a little bit. I loved the Ravisher. That was another really fun gun. Oh my god, you would see it in my compilation music video thing that I did, because I got highlights of matches and was like, yes, this is what I want in there. So it has an alt fire and a primary fire. The primary fire is a 3-round burst that takes 2 or 3 shots in order to kill somebody, with all 3 projectiles hitting somebody. But its alt fire was nice. So if you wanted to set up a really nasty trap for people with a team, if you had a team chat and everything, you could charge up your alt fire to max, and you would shoot this fiery projectile in a straight line, And what would happen is as soon as it hit something, it did a splash out a flame, like fire, out on the ground. And if you hit this on like the edge of a platform or something, it would not only catch the tops of the platform that you hit the edge of, but it also hit the ground below it and around it. Oh, it was so great to set up traps. Because like if you were like, oh hey, this dude's chasing this guy around here, all right, I'm gonna shoot the fire here, have this doorway blocked off so they're taking dot damage as they come in, so that I can just, you know, get a headshot off with my BR and kill them. It was really nice. The Needler felt really nice. It felt like it has in the last three iterations of the game. Yeah, 3 iterations of the game. So like in Halo 5, 4, and Reach, it just, the Needlers felt way more useful because it actually has like a way to cluster a lot more than it had previously with like 3 and 2 and 1. Definitely, they're in the first 3 games, the Needler's just worthless, basically. Like, you could dual wield that bitch in Halo 2 and 3 and it still do nothing. So I mean, with it now being pretty good, it's you know, worth it being a power weapon. Now, at first, I thought the pit bull was crap. Turns out it was just my aim, because the pit bull can kill people. Pit bull is the new shotgun. So it's a 12-round shotgun that is amazing. So it's like a riot shotgun. This bastard could just throw out bullets like nobody's business. And I mean, if you're like at the mid-range, you're gonna take a lot of shots to kill somebody, especially even if you're aiming down the sights to get a closer cluster. But if you're like in the close range, you're fucked, because you get a double tap in, you're dead. If you clip somebody barely and then get 2 extra shots in, you're dead, like no matter what. Like once I figured out how to use that weapon, I was like, yes. The new rework on the rocket launcher is nice. Like, I wasn't used to how the projectile worked, because I just assumed it would work normally like any of the previous games ones. No, it worked a little bit differently, but you get used to it after a few shots. So it's not that bad, and it was pretty fun to use that. Another interesting gun that they gave us access to was the spike, or the skewer. The skewer was pretty interesting because I loved the AI interaction whenever you skewer somebody, and the only issue is I was really sad that it was only like 3-4 rounds that you had in the gun, because it's basically a sniper rifle, but it felt like you were wielding a rocket launcher. Like, it was a rocket launcher in the sense of it being bulky, but it was a sniper rifle in the sense it was one shot, one killed, no matter what you hit on a person. So that was fun. I really wanted to get better with that gun, but it's just, with me being antsy about the game and everything, I missed a lot of shots on that. But the sniper rifle felt like any other sniper. It was pretty good. All the other guns in the game felt really nice. I kinda dissed the commando at first because I really didn't like it. When I first started playing the game, I don't know, there was just something about it. A full auto, like, machine gun, like a heavy machine gun in the game. Alright, that's nice. I mean, we needed like a heavy machine gun anyway. But the fact that like you could aim down sight and snipe somebody with it to like swap to single shot and everything was neat. But you didn't have to, like, you know, swap to single shot in order to make it a good gun. But once I started playing around with it and everything, getting adjusted to it, I realized that, you know, it's one of those power weapons that, oh hey, if I don't have the BR, this is just as good, you know. Like, yeah, it's slower rate of fire, but if I aim correctly, I can kill somebody just as fast with it as the BR. And oh my god, the BR. In basically any Halo veteran's hands, that thing is a weapon of mass destruction. With how fast the weapons respawn, you can essentially have like not like no ammo issues, especially if no one else is like going for it. You just like puppy dog the resupply station for it. You're golden because you get full resets every like few seconds. And oh, I love that bit of it where it has like resupply and it shows you how long it takes till it's resupplied. Halo 5 did a thing like this where it showed you where certain things were, and like it would tell you when power weapons were spawning in. But the thing is like it didn't show like a full like thing on the spot, like, oh, this is when this is coming in. Some of the equipments that were in the game were nice. The wall was nice. I think it was a little slow, but it kind of has to be. Well, not really. I mean, it doesn't provide a super detriment amount of cover, but it was, I don't know, I felt like it was okay to use it. I never felt like I had to have it. Honestly, I really wished that equipment cycled through like at random for certain maps, as well as like, you know, the power weapons do. Because like on like the first map they gave us, the power weapons were usually like the heat wave and the spike, or in the skewer, or it was like the bulldog and the sniper rifle were like the main power weapons that would spawn in. But I felt like, and like the only equipment that would spawn in is the wall, and it's like, okay, well, this is gonna get tiring after a while because there's already, you know, cover on that map. So I kind of wish that they would randomize that a bit, like have like 2 or 3, like have the same number of like rotations for power weapons as they do for equipments. So like, okay, they had 2 sets of like rotations for power weapons, give us like 2 different equipments and you're fine. So like, oh, projected wall will show up at random between these 2 different things, and then you could get like the sonar, or the threat detector is what it was called, I think, or the sonar, one of the 2, which was really nice. That was helpful a lot in Bizarre. It was really nice. The grappling hook was really fun too. Oh my goodness. I loved grappling power weapons. To me, I loved grappling around that one. I don't even remember the name of the map. Oh, that's gonna kill me. But it was really fun to use it. And this is really nice. And then I also got a beta, it was a closed beta for the Good Night bullet hell game that I played way back when. Oh my goodness, that game. I loved the music for it, and it was one of the first bullet hells that I kind of played, because to be honest, I really am kind of like not too keen on playing that sort of thing, but the music for that game was so good it convinced me to play it. And I played it again and got, I think, like 34th place. So I did really good compared to what I previously did. Then again, I was also point farming like all hell, because what happened was I was like, I should replay Good Night again, you know, because it was really fun. I downloaded it off of itch.io again and then played it a little bit, and it was like, that's nice. It's fun. And I was like, okay, I'm still decent at it. And then I played the thing and I was like, oh, I've gotten so much better. But those are the betas that I've been messing around with. I do plan on playing a lot of Halo Infinite whenever it drops, because I truly enjoyed it. I enjoyed how that game felt and everything. The customization was nice. I love the fact that they're trying to immerse you as the Spartan in the game, like give you full controllability over it all and everything, which is really nice. I enjoyed it, because the AIs basically act as your announcers for the whole game, and that was a thing that Halo 5 experimented with the different AI announcers that you could unlock. So that was a good thing that Halo 5 brought to the table for Halo Infinite, because I always wanted to, have a different announcer, but I just didn't want to pay for it. But now it's part of the actual gameplay and customizable for your character, which, oh my goodness, I just enjoyed all their different personalities. Like, I sat down and played a few matches with different ones, and was like, oh, this is nice. But I really hope that, because I know in the Halo Waypoint beta app, you can change your character's voice. I hope once you change your character's voice, it stays that voice, because I noticed in the game, when you would change your character's voice, it would not always be the same voice. It would change it depending on who else is in the lobby. So like if you had yours set default to the old Texan, like I did, you would, if somebody else had it set and they loaded it first, it'd be set to that voice for them, and then you'd get a random voice that wasn't picked, which kind of sucked. So I hope that you can have your character's voice no matter what, just so that you don't feel cheated out of that sort of bit of the immersion. Because I mean, hell, Halo Reach, I'm pretty sure 90% of the players had, Master Chief voice, or Emily? I don't really know how to pronounce his name half the time, but that Spartan's name, or that Spartan's voice, or you didn't have to worry about voices being the same, or voices being you didn't have to worry about, oh, we have the same voice, no one cared. So I feel that would kind of take precedent over that. I think that was just the Halo Infinite flight issue. But I will post probably another Halo Infinite music video thing soon-ish. Depends on if I can find a decent song to throw it to, because there's not really a whole lot of good songs that are copyright free that I can throw out into it, because I kind of want to do that. But if I can't, I'll throw a pretty good song in and kind of just try to flag it so that I don't get copyright claims. But I don't know. I tried to record some of the New World stuff. It's just, oh my god, it taxed my PC so much that I could not get any good shots of it. But it's a really good looking game for what it's worth. But if you like this video, please drop a like, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you'd be notified of when I do upload. Also, if you have any game suggestions or any topic suggestions for discussion, or things for me to make on videos, please leave them down in the comments down below, because I do plan on making another anime/manga review, especially since I just finished out the last bit of Evangelion and loved it. And I just finished Digimon Adventures Season 1, the original. Oh my god, that was so much cringe. Oh, that was such a pain to go through. Oh, you don't know the horrors I had to be through. I may do a comparison or something for that and the new remake. I just really like Digimon compared to Pokemon. Like, I'll play the games for Pokemon all day. Don't get me wrong, I like that. I just hate. Not really fond of the anime series. Like, the only Pokemon like videos that I enjoy are like the first two movies, and that's it. That's all I enjoy. Those were the cream of the crop in my. Well, and the Legend of Celebi. That was another good one. Like, some of the movies are really good, but the anime series is just kind of hit or miss for me. So I really don't want to sit down and like watch a lot of cringe like season 1 stuff, even though I did that for Digimon. So many hours of my life. Okay, but I'll probably do another thing of that. Just depends. But if you guys got any suggestions of anything that I should see, watch, or whatever, let me know. But as always, guys, keep up the shenanigans. I'll see you in the next video.